Okay, in this video we're going to talk about logic statements. So let me bring up some slides here. And here we have our logic operators, ands, ors, and nots. What ands do is connects two Boolean expressions into one. So for example, if I said, I'm going out to dinner tonight and I'm going to the movies, for that to be true, I have to go to the dinner and I have to go to the movies. If I just go to dinner and then go home, that statement's false. If I just go to the movies and did not go out to dinner, that statement's false. If I just stayed home and didn't do either, that statement's false. So for and to be true, both parts of the expression have to be true. Now with an or statement, it's a little different. Only one of the expressions have to be true. If I said, I'm going out to dinner or I'm going to the movies, if I just go out to dinner, that's true. If I just go to the movies, that's true. If I do both of them, that's true. The only way that's false is if I don't do either. If I don't go to the movies and I don't go out to dinner, then it's false. And the not is just a reversal of everything. If I said I'm going out to dinner I'm not going out to dinner and I don't, then it's true. But if I go out to dinner, then it's false. So again, here's the and operator, true, and this is called a logic table. If both expressions, part 1 and part 2, are true, the whole thing is true. If either one is false, the whole thing is false. Again, I'm going to dinner, then I'm going to the movies. If I go to dinner but not the movies, the whole thing is false. If I don't go to dinner but go to the movies, the whole thing is false. If I don't do either, I just stay home, the whole thing is false. But if I go to dinner and I go to the movies, the whole thing is true. Again, with the or operation, only one of them has to be true. So if I go to dinner but not the movies, it's still true. If I don't go to dinner but go to the movies, it's true. If I don't do either, don't go to dinner or don't go to the movies, the whole thing is false. But if I do both, I go to dinner and the movies, the whole thing is true. So again, with an or operation, both, as long as one of them is true, the whole thing is true. And then the not takes a true, makes it false, and makes it true. Okay, now let's just look at, before we get to there, let's just look at some code using that. And this is in your source code file. This first one I want to look at is logical and. So let me get the logical and one up. And here it is. It's a full program, and what it basically does is says, okay, can you get a loan? And to get a loan, you have to have a salary greater than $50,000, and you have to be on the job for more than 2 years, or equal to 2 years, 2 years or more. So your salary has to be equal to $50,000 or more, and you have to have 2 years or more on the job. So what we'll do is we'll enter your annual salary. We'll read it in as a double using our keyboard. Again, if you look up here, there's our import java.util.scanner, so we're using a scanner class. We created a keyboard object, so we'll say I have a thing double for salary. Okay, so salary is going to be equal to the next double that I type in for keyboard. Then I'm going to ask for the number of years at the current job. And again, I made that double. I could have made this one an integer and just said next int if I wanted to, and just said years is going to be a whole number. But anyway, here's years on the job. So now here's my check. If salary is greater than or equal to 50,000 and years on the job are greater than or equal to 2, then I'm going to print out you qualify for the loan. If either side is false, I'm going to skip over that, go to the else and say you do not qualify for the loan. If both of them are false, I'll skip over this, go to the else and say you do not qualify. So let's run this, see how it goes. So first let's qualify for the loan. So I'll say 51,000 and I'll say it was on 3 years. Boom, you qualify for the loan. Now let's make my pay too low. So I'll say 25,000. But I've been on the job 5 years. So this first part, salary greater than or equal 50,000, will be false, but this part will be true. But I do not qualify because both parts have to be true. Now again, one more time, we'll run it and we'll make my salary 60,000. So that part's true. My years on the job, 1. I do not qualify. Again, both parts were true. And again, just to show you, I'll make neither true. 30,000 and 1, and you do not qualify. So that's the AND statement. So we'll close that one off. Now let's look at the OR statement. Now this one's basically the same program, but this time I'll say either you make over 50,000 or years on the job is greater than 2 years. So if I put in my salary and it's over 50,000, I really don't care how many years on the job I am, because it says only one of them has to be true. So if I say, okay, 50,000 and 1 year on the job, this part will be true, this part will be false, but in an OR statement, as long as one is true, the whole thing is true, and so I'll say I'll qualify for the loan. If I only made 10,000 but I've been on the job 5 years, I again will qualify because this is false, but this is true. I'll still qualify for the loan. If both of them are true, I make 60,000 in 3 years on the job, I'll qualify for the loan. The only way I won't qualify for the loan is if both of these are false. Salary is less than 50,000 and years on the job is less than 2. So let's show that by running the program. We'll start by saying, okay, both of them are true. So I'll say 55,000 and 3 years on the job, I qualify for the loan. Let's run it again. This time I'm going to put the salary portion incorrect. So I'm going to say I'm only making 20,000, but I've been on the job 5 years. So I qualify for the loan. This part was true, this part was false, but I still qualify for the loan. Run it again. This time I'll make the salary correct. 55,000, but I've only been on the job 1 year. I still qualify for the loan. It's still true because this part was true, even though this part was false, the whole thing is still true. And finally, just to show you if both of them are false, I'll make 10,000. And number of years on the job, 1. They're both false now. In that OR statement, I do not qualify. So that will show me ANDs and OR statements. Now one thing I want to say, this only works with primitives, numbers. It does not work with strings. But I can compare strings. To compare strings, I have equals and compares to. And so I have two string objects, might have different cases. I could say equals, ignore case, or compare to, ignore case. And what we'll do is, the first one says, okay, does this string equal this string? Meaning, is it exactly the same string? Letters all line up. Or is one greater than another one? And when I say greater than, we take the ASCII or Unicode equivalent, we add up the numbers and say which one is greater than that. So, for example, B is greater than A. So if the word started with a B, one word started with a B and the other word started with an A, the one that started with a B is greater than, so it would say compare to, and would return a positive 1. If they're equal, it would return a 0, and if it's less than, it would return a negative 1. So just to show you this working, let's look at secret word Java. And in this one, I'm going to ask the user to enter a secret word, and I'm bringing in a string, and I'm going to put it in input. So string is an input. Input is a string. And here's my Java util scanner. And then I'll say, okay, does input equal, and I'm going to ignore the case, Prospero. And the reason I want to ignore the case is I can type it in all lowercase. And so I want to ignore case. So input equals, ignore case, Prospero. If they're equal, meaning that whatever I input is the same as this word, ignoring case, it'll say, congratulations, you know the secret word. If they're not equal, Sorry, this is not the secret word. So again, I have to use these, and if you look at this, equals, ignore case, parentheses, this is a method. I have to use methods in strings to see if they're equal or greater than or less than. I can't use the and percent signs or the 2 lines for the or sign. So let's run this and I'll show you working and not working. What's the secret word? And like I said, I don't care about case. I said ignore case, P-R-O-S-P-E-R-O, and I just put capital O. Congratulations, you know the secret word. They were equal. Now I will run it again, and I'll put another word in there. I don't know. Hello. Sorry, that's not the secret word. So again, the first time through, yes, they're equal. I printed this out. Second time through, they weren't equal, so I skipped this one to the else and said they're not equal. So that's what I use with strings. I can't use the and percent signs or the 2 lines for or. Strings, it doesn't work that way. I have to use certain methods as I showed there. Okay, that's everything. Thanks for watching.